2 days after this massive undersea eruption, the Pacific island nation of Tonga remains cut off from the world. A fibre optic cable, said to be its main line of communication, now broken.
There was this giant explosion, which scientists think is a 1 in 1,000-year event for this sort of volcano. It takes about 1,000 years to fully recharge, so it just happened to be around at the point where it has unleashed a vast amount of its magma in a really explosive way. It's probably one of the most energetic explosions of the entire 21st century so far.
New Zealand has sent an Orion surveillance plane to assess the damage. Australia is also sending a military plane to help.
We will be working closely with the Government of Tonga, with Her Royal Highness, the High Commissioner of Tonga in Canberra, to ensure that we are able to deliver the sort of support that we provide to our Pacific family and our Pacific friends. This is a very challenging time. Communications are deeply, deeply affected by the events of the volcanic eruption. It has been felt in other parts of the region.
Both countries had waited for a 20,000-metre cloud of ash to clear. Those ash particles have been falling across Tonga's islands, raising fears about its fresh water supply. And there's also thought to be widespread damage after tsunami waves washed up in Tonga's main island, Tongatapu, and buildings in the capital, Nuku'alofa, including this church.
There was lots of shock because even though people have been experiencing these smaller eruptions for the last month or so, this really came out of the blue in terms of the size and scale of this eruption. And so it had taken people by surprise, as had the inundation from the tsunami waves.
With communications and electricity disrupted, the full impact from Saturday's large eruption remains unclear, as does the scale of aid needed to help the people of Tonga. Laura Burton Manley, Al Jazeera.